Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through fascinating sources so you get the key insights fast. Today, we're diving into, well, arguably the most complex thing we know, the human brain. Just think. This 3-pound organ inside your head runs everything. Your thoughts, feelings, actions, everything that makes you, you.
It's staggering, isn't it? Over 86 billion neurons, trillions of connections. It's a whole universe up there.
Absolutely. So, our mission today, give you a shortcut to understanding some of the brain's most mind-blowing features. We'll tackle some common myths, explore its secrets, and hopefully leave you with a real appreciation for this amazing organ. Ready to jump in?
Let's do it. And maybe start with those myths because, honestly, some of them are incredibly persistent.
Yeah.
Like the big one, that we only use 10% of our brain.
Ah, yes, the 10% myth. You hear it everywhere. It implies we have all this untapped potential just sitting there.
Exactly. And it's just, well, it's completely wrong. The harm isn't just being incorrect. It fundamentally misunderstands how the brain works.
So how do we know it's wrong?
Modern brain scanning techniques like fMRI, that's functional MRI, show us what's active. And what they show is that pretty much all of your brain is active at some point, even for simple stuff.
Like picking up a coffee cup.
Right.
Yeah.
Even that engages multiple areas. Your motor cortex for movement, visual system to see the cup, other bits for coordination, intention. It's all working together. There's no vast, unused area.
Okay, so the whole brain is busy. That busts myth number 1. What about intelligence being fixed? Like you're born smart or you're not?
Yeah, that's another really common one. And while genetics play a role, of course, the idea that your cognitive ability is set in stone from birth, it's definitely not the whole picture.
So it's not fixed. We can actually change our intelligence.
We can certainly enhance our cognitive abilities. And this brings us to something truly remarkable about the brain. Neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity, I've heard that term. It's about the brain changing itself, right?
Precisely. It's the brain's amazing ability to reorganize, to form new neural connections, basically rewire itself. This happens in response to learning, new experiences, even recovery from injury.
Wow. So it's not static at all. It's constantly adapting. That allows us to learn new skills, recover.
Exactly. And we see this physically. There's a famous study, you might know it, on London taxi drivers from back in 2000.
Oh, yeah. The ones who have to memorize the knowledge, that massive map of London streets.
That's the one. Incredible feat of memory, right? Well, researchers found that the part of their brain crucial for spatial memory, the hippocampus, was actually larger compared to control groups.
Larger, like physically bigger.
Physically bigger. Their brains changed structure because of the intense mental effort of memorizing that complex layout. It's neuroplasticity in action.
That is amazing. I sort of assumed that kind of major rewiring only happened when you were a kid.
That's a really common thought. But it's another misconception we can challenge. Adults absolutely retain this ability. We now know adults can grow new neurons. It's called neurogenesis, especially in areas like the hippocampus.
Really? So how does that happen? What stimulates it?
Things like continuous learning, regular exercise, even mindfulness or meditation can encourage it. There was a study in 2018 in Cell Stem Cell showing even older adults can generate new brain cells. It kind of upends the old idea that the adult brain is fixed.
That's incredibly empowering. It means we can keep improving memory, focus, problem solving, basically at any age.
Absolutely. It gives you a lot more agency over your own cognitive health throughout life.
Okay, so speaking of memory, I always picture it like hitting play on a video recording in my head. Is that how it works? Perfectly accurate playback.
Ah, that's a nice image, but no, not quite. Memory is much more, well, reconstructive.
Reconstructive, what does that mean?
It means when you recall something, your brain isn't just pulling up a file like a computer. It's actively rebuilding the memory. It pieces together fragments, sensory details, emotions, the context from when the memory was formed.
So each time I remember something, I might actually be changing it slightly.
Potentially, yes. Minor details might shift, or the emotional tone might change based on your current mood or perspective. It's a dynamic process. Think about the brain regions involved. The hippocampus helps organize the what, where, when of episodic memories, but then the amygdala tags emotions to those experiences. That's why, really emotional events often feel so vivid.
Like your first day at school or something major like that. The feeling sticks, even if details are fuzzy.
Exactly. And because it's dynamic, it explains things like why different people remember the same event differently, or even phenomena like false memories.
Or that super frustrating tip of the tongue feeling, where you know it.
Right. That's often a retrieval issue, part of this complex recall process. The info's probably in there, just hard to access at that moment.
It also reminds me of those weird brain quirks, like walking into a room and totally blanking on why you went in there. Happens all the time.
Oh, definitely. That's the classic doorway effect. Researchers think it's because crossing a threshold acts like a mental boundary. Your brain sort of compartmentalizes tasks by location, and moving to a new one triggers a reset, sometimes wiping the previous intention.
A mental reset button at every doorway. Okay, that makes a weird kind of sense.
It does. And think about trying to recall a name you know well. That's struggle. Often interference from similar information. Again, it's the retrieval process being tricky. And external factors play a huge role too. Stress, for instance. High levels of the stress hormone cortisol can actually impair your ability to retrieve memories.
So being stressed makes it harder to think straight, literally.
Pretty much. But on the flip side, a positive environment, calming music, natural light, can actually boost focus and performance. Even our emotions warp perception. There was a study showing fear can make threats seem physically closer. Your brain prioritizes survival, even if it means slightly distorting reality.
Wow. So the brain is powerful, adaptable, but also kind of fallible sometimes.
Exactly. Powerful and fallible, which I think makes it even more fascinating.
Totally agree. Now, something else I've heard about. This default mode network, the DMN. Sounds mysterious. What's the secret there?
Ah, the DMN. Yes, this is one of the really cool discoveries.
Hmm.
It's basically a network of brain regions that lights up when you're not focused on the outside world.
So when you're just spacing out, daydreaming.
Precisely. Mind wandering, reflecting on the past, thinking about the future, daydreaming. That's when the DMN is most active and involves areas like the medial prefrontal cortex, posterior cingulate cortex. But the key thing is its function.
Okay, so what does it do during this downtime?
A lot, actually. It's crucial for self-reflection, understanding others, planning, and, importantly, creativity. Studies have linked DMN activity to generating novel ideas. It seems this network helps connect disparate concepts in new ways.
Is that why people get good ideas in the shower or on a long walk when their mind isn't actively trying?
That seems to be a big part of it. When you relax your focus, the DMN gets busy making these creative connections, processing experiences in the background. It's also why sleeping on a problem often works. Your brain, partly through the DMN, is potentially working on it subconsciously.
So letting your mind wander isn't lazy, it's actually productive. For creativity, at least.
It can be incredibly productive for insight and problem solving, yes. Downtime is important brain time.
That's a great perspective shift. Can you give some more sort of real-world examples of the brain's adaptability, how we see this neuroplasticity playing out?
Oh, absolutely. Think about stroke recovery. People can regain functions lost due to brain damage because healthy areas learn to take over those tasks. It's the brain rewiring itself around the injury. It takes work, therapy, but it's possible.
That's incredible resilience.
It really is. Or consider musicians. All that practice involves complex motor skills and auditory processing. Studies show their brains physically change enhanced connections in motor areas, for example.
So practice literally reshapes the brain.
It does. And it's not just extreme cases. Everyday things like learning a new language or even getting good at a complex video game stimulate neuroplasticity. You're building and strengthening neural pathways.
Does this tie into emotional well-being too, like managing anxiety or depression?
Definitely. Therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, work partly by leveraging neuroplasticity. CBT helps you identify and actively reframe negative thought patterns. Over time, this practice can literally weaken the old, unhelpful neural pathways and strengthen new, more positive ones. It's changing your brain to change your feelings.
That connection is powerful. Okay, let's shift back to creativity a bit. We mentioned the DMN, but what else fuels it? What about sleep?
Sleep is huge for creativity. While you sleep, your brain isn't just resting, it's consolidating memories, organizing information. And crucially, it seems to form novel connections between ideas that you might not make when you're awake and focused.
Like Paul McCartney dreaming the tune for yesterday, that kind of thing.
Exactly that kind of thing. Studies show sleep, both REM and non-REM stages, helps with problem solving by integrating information in new ways.
And daydreaming, driven by the DMN, fits in here too.
For sure, daydreaming allows your mind to explore possibilities, what-if scenarios, without immediate pressure or constraints. It's a space for creative exploration.
This has been fascinating. Looking ahead, what are the big frontiers in brain research now? Where is this all heading?
Oh, it's an incredibly exciting time. We're seeing huge advances in neuroimaging, getting much higher resolution scans. AI is helping analyze complex brain data. Then there's work on brain-computer interfaces, things like Neuralink, aiming to restore function or even augment abilities. That's still early days, but potentially transformative.
Wow. What else?
And research into things like psychedelics, believe it or not.
Mm.
Early trials, like one on psilocybin published recently, suggest they might boost neuroplasticity, potentially offering new ways to treat conditions like depression or PTSD. It's controversial, needs more research, but it's a frontier.
Still sounds like there are big questions left, though.
Oh, absolutely. Huge mysteries remain. Consciousness itself? What is it really?
Mm.
The precise neural basis of complex emotions, why some brains seem inherently more creative. These are the big unknowns driving the research forward.
Okay, so for us listening right now, wanting to make the most of our own brains based on what we know, what are the key takeaways, the practical advice?
Well, first, embrace neuroplasticity. Lifelong learning is key. Pick up a new hobby, learn an instrument, try a language, keep challenging your brain.
So stay curious, basically.
Exactly. Regular exercise is also crucial, great for neurogenesis. And mindfulness or meditation can help too. For memory, try spacing out learning instead of cramming. Use mnemonic devices, those little tricks work.
Right, don't cram. And creativity.
Allow time for that DMN to work. Schedule some downtime, let your mind wander, don't overschedule every minute. And underpinning all of this, prioritize sleep, eat well, and manage stress. These fundamentals are non-negotiable for optimal brain function.
Fantastic advice. So, to recap, our brains are way more than 10%. They're incredibly adaptable through neuroplasticity, memory is a creative act, and even daydreaming has a powerful purpose. It's just an amazing dynamic organ. Understanding even a bit of this helps unlock our own potential, right?
Absolutely.
And if you found this deep dive fascinating and want more insights like this, you should definitely check out Mind Expansion Daily. We explore tons of incredible topics there. Please do make sure to like and subscribe to Mind Expansion Daily. It really helps us keep bringing you ways to expand your knowledge. Now, over to you listening. What's the most mind-blowing brain fact you've ever come across? Or maybe you've experienced the doorway effect, or had a creative insight pop up seemingly out of nowhere. Leave a comment below. Tell us if you agree, disagree, or just share your own brain quirks or moments of clarity. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
And just to leave you with something to think about, if we're really just scratching the surface of understanding the brain now, imagine what we might uncover, what capabilities we might unlock in the next few decades. Not just for individuals, but for humanity. It really makes you wonder, how will this deepening knowledge change what it fundamentally means to be human?